I saw that Hawksnest made a tier list for the best maps in Call of Duty Mobile. So I'm assuming, yes, he did link it down below. So I'm gonna make a list of my own. And then we're gonna see how our tier lists match up against each other. So first off, we've got Cage. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of any of like the 1v1 or 2v2 maps, and I would say Cage is probably one of the worst ones. I would never want to play anything competitive on Cage, so I'd put that in trash tier. Crash is up next. I feel like Crash is one of the better maps. It's not a great competitive map. It's not very good for hardpoint. Domination isn't terrible, but also not great. Search and Destroy is alright. I'm put Crash at... It's either great or okay. It's definitely not perfect. I don't know that I could put any map at perfect. That seems like a pretty big compliment. Crash, I would say Crash is okay. Crossfire's a bad map. I don't like Crossfire. TDM on Crossfire is terrible. Hardpoint on Crossfire is terrible. Domination on Crossfire is pretty bad. And let's see, Search and Destroy on Crossfire is alright. So all that averages out to bad, I would say. Firing Range. Firing Range is, I just don't know. Firing Range is definitely one of the best maps. I just don't think I could put any of these maps in perfect. Because I feel like they all have their downfalls in one aspect or another. If there was a map I was going to put in perfect, though, I would probably put Firing Range. If I have to have maps in perfect here, I would probably say Firing Range is perfect. Gulag, like I said, I don't really like any of the 1v1 or 2v2 maps. But as far as it goes compared to other 1v1 and 2v2 maps, I would say Gulag is better than like Cage and Saloon, so I'll put it in the bad tier. High Rise. So this one is terrible for domination. It's obviously like an iconic trick shot, just an iconic Call of Duty map in general. And so because of that, I can't knock it too much, but as far as like the competitive aspect goes, I don't love it. So I would probably put High Rise in the okay category. Not great, also not terrible. Hijacked, I would probably put in trash. Not necessarily because of the map itself, but because it just has so many glitches, you know? There's a reason that it was taken... I wouldn't say it's trash. I would say it's bad. It's not trash. It used to be fun to play, but the way that it's implemented... Mainly the underground thing. The whole underground thing just makes it so bad. People in chat are saying High Rise is terrible. High Rise isn't terrible. It does take some time to get used to. Kill House, that one's trash. You will not change my mind. Kill House is absolutely a trash map. People will just sit in the back and spam LMGs through walls the entire time. Kill House, not good at all. Meltdown, honestly, in my opinion, Meltdown's a great map. It's good for Search and Destroy. It's not great for, what am I trying to say? Domination, but it's, in my opinion, it's a really good Search and Destroy map. I personally love Meltdown. I love commentating games on Meltdown. And a lot of this is me looking at the maps from a competitive aspect. And in my opinion, like these two, obviously 2v2 maps are not going to make it anywhere above okay from a competitive aspect. But I would say Meltdown is definitely up there. Nuketown, it's difficult for me to not put Nuketown in the great category. Obviously, it's not a competitive map. But it's just a fun map to play, you know? It's probably the most iconic map in Call of Duty. It's definitely top 5, I would say. One of the maps that's been in the game since the very beginning. Even though it's not great for a lot of different things, in my opinion, it's just one of those maps that's fun to play. And especially if you're not playing like a camp off in TDM, it's a really fun map. Raid, I would say Raid is the only other map I could justify putting in perfect, especially from a competitive standpoint. It's just a really good map. I would say Raid is probably the most balanced map, in that there's no, like, regardless of what mode you're playing, there's no one side that's ridiculously overpowered, whether it's domination, both sides pretty equal, hardpoint, easy rotations, nothing that's too crazy long. There are a couple long rotations, but nothing that's like ridiculously. There's people in chat saying Raid is bad. Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? There's no chance Raid is bad. That it's a really good search and destroy map as well. I would say Raid is definitely up there, one of the top maps. Rust, I understand that people loved Rust for trick shotting, but that's really, in my opinion, that's the only thing that Rust is good for. It's not competitive in any way. It's like a cool map. I don't like hardpoint on it. I don't like domination on it. Like, Rust basically just exists for trick shotting. Like, that's what it comes down to. And that's part of the reason why people like High Rise so much. But as far as like an actual map for competitive gameplay, Rust just doesn't make it up there. Saloon, trash. I hate playing 1v1s, 2v2s. I just cannot stand playing 1v1s and 2v2s. Scrapyard. Does Scrapyard go trash or bad? It's just, it's not trash. Playing on Scrapyard is fun sometimes. I don't know. I might have to switch some of these because I feel like I have too many maps in the bad category, and I feel like I need to even it out a little bit. So I'll probably do that toward the end. If I was to pick one other map that would go in the perfect category, it would definitely be Standoff. That's another just really good competitive map. These are like the three maps that get played the most in competitive environments. So that's part of the reason why, and part of the reason that they're played so much in competitive environments is because they're such good maps. So that's why I would have those three as the top three maps in Call of Duty Mobile. Summit, I would say, is great. Not quite perfect, because it does need it. It just has some issues. I would say the long rotations on hardpoint prevent it from making it a great map, having to go from that the third hardpoint all the way over the opposite side of the map. I don't love that one, but it's definitely a really good one. I like Summit for domination. I think it makes for some really great gameplay, so I'll put it up there. Takeoff, I would say, is okay. I just get really annoyed by the people that go and sit up in that little peek out spot. Honestly, it's like a camper's paradise, you know? So Takeoff is really fun. I really wish they would add it back into the ranked playlist. But Takeoff, it's okay. Yeah, it is really, really big. I think if you had like a 6v6 or 7v7, Takeoff could be better, but it is also really, really big. And then Tunisia. Tunisia. It's tough for me to say on this. Domination on Tunisia, absolutely terrible. Search and destroy on Tunisia is not bad. So I would probably put Tunisia in the okay category as well. Now looking at this, trying to decide if there's anything I need to change. I don't know. I feel pretty good about this one. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Tunisia as well. I kind of go back and forth on whether or not I like it. I like it as a search and destroy map, but it's not great really for anything else. So I feel pretty good about this. Is there anything that you guys feel like I definitely need to change? I definitely feel like, as far as perfect tier goes, I feel like I have the right maps in there. Great tier is probably a little more debatable. Probably great and okay are my two most debatable ones. And then, like, people that are super nostalgic about Call of Duty will, like, get mad at me for putting Rust in bad tier. And the map itself obviously looks good. I could put Rust in okay. That would be the one that I would consider changing. I feel like just out of respect for the map itself, and, like, I think Crash is great. I wouldn't say Crash is great. the playing hardpoint on Crash is really bad, and the sides are not balanced for domination. That's why I can't put Crash in great. Yeah, I kind of go back and forth between whether, like, just out of respect for the map Rust, whether I should put it in okay tier, but it's definitely not a competitive map. So I would definitely say it's at the bottom of the okay tier. I would say High Rise is more toward the bottom of the okay tier. These are two maps that were put into the game just because they're known for, like, different spots on it, and I think Summit and Crash are similar. No, I feel like Summit's a lot more balanced than Crash is. That's why I've got them in different tiers. And Tunisia, I know a lot of people don't like Tunisia, but just because I feel like it's a great search and destroy map, that's why I kind of have to have it in okay tier. Outside of that, I feel like we're pretty accurate on our tier list maker. I'm gonna check out Hawk's video and see where he had everything and see how he had Nuketown and Trash. I wonder if that's actually legit or if he just did that to get the clicks. I'm curious on that one. And I don't know why this thing keeps happening.
About COD Mobile is that obviously they can take basically agreed with.
Oh, wow. So he has a lot of maps in okay. So we do have all the same maps in perfect. He's got Takeoff in great, which I didn't have. Saloon? Okay. Saloon and Rust, I'm sorry. I heavily disagree with those. Very heavily. For okay, Crossfire. Now, Crossfire definitely should be bad or trash. Crash, I agree with. Meltdown. Meltdown, I would say, could be higher. High Rise, Nuketown. Hijacked, I think, should be lower. Cage should definitely be lower. Gulag should be lower. And he might have different criteria. He might be going based off, like, the actual graphics of the map or whatever. Oh, this is Godzly's? Is that Godzly's? Oh, okay. So I'm assuming this is Hawks then. So Hawks has firing range and raid. Wait, where's... Oh, wait. Wait, okay. So he's firing range, standoff, and raid. That's the same that I had. Great, Summit. I just don't know how you can justify... I don't know why Saloon is on great. I hate Saloon. For me, there's not a lot that's good about Saloon. They both have Scrapyard as trash, which is interesting. Killhouse, I would say, is trash, but bad. I can settle for that. Is that Meltdown? I can't really read that. I'm pretty sure he's got Meltdown in bad, which I definitely would disagree with. He's got Cage and okay. Cage is, I can't justify putting any of the 1v1 or 2v2 maps above bad or trash, but obviously you can go based off like map design or graphics or whatever. Creativity, I don't know, but we've got pretty similar for the perfect tier, which I would say is the main thing that matters. I feel like after that, it comes down a lot to preference. So yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.